In every woman there lies a detective, a sleuth, and when the time comes, she'll spring into action, leaving no stone unturned. This story happened to my old friend Kostya, but I'm sure every second man can recall something similar. It all started quite ordinarily. It was hot, June, the weekend, and Kostya's pregnant wife had gone to their summer house. Kostya stayed behind to help a friend me finish some renovations. In reality, there was no renovation. It was just an excuse to drink in peace. We drank, and then Kostya realized, wow, he had a free night and day ahead. He pulled out his little notebook where he kept a few phone numbers on the back page. You know the type, those old girlfriends, a secret mail reserve. You can go a year without talking, but when you call, one is busy, another is married, and the third is eager to come over. And it just so happened that the girl Lida was happy to hear from him. Kostya appreciated her for her easygoing nature, her ample bosom, and lips like Mila Jovovich. We waited for the ever-reliable Lida. I memorized the whole story we'd concocted, and then I left. The rest was relayed to me by a terrified Kostya. They bought more wine. Everything went wonderfully. Kostya saw Lida off to the metro at midnight and didn't promise to call her back. Now, to the main point, Kostya is not just very smart. He's a genius in mathematics and logic. So he made me memorize the story about how we had been drinking all night. He's also Mr. Pedantic, so he immediately jumped to wash the bed linens. A stray hair, Lida was a blonde, his wife a brunette, or just a foreign smell from his pillow would immediately raise questions for a pregnant woman. Kostya vacuumed the carpet. He washed the glasses with baking soda, wiping away any trace of Lida's lipstick. Moreover, he staged a whole performance. He went to the annoying neighbor, supposedly to borrow headache pills. My friend overdid it yesterday, he's suffering, he explained with a smile. Really? I didn't hear anything? The neighbor replied, surprised. At this, Kostya smiled even wider, recalling how, in a moment of particular excitement with Lida, he had to cover her face with a pillow. Poor girl almost suffocated. In short, Kostya methodically erased all traces of their night of joy and masterfully created an alibi, just in case his wife decided to ask the neighbor if anyone had been over. Late in the evening, his wife returned. She sniffed the air right in the hallway. Was someone here? Yeah, Kostya replied casually. Alex. We painted his walls and decided to celebrate at my place, to avoid the smell of paint. His wife walked around the apartment. Why is the bed linen new? Oh, Alex and I just crashed in our clothes, sorry. We couldn't sleep on the floor. But I washed everything. What pigs? His wife exclaimed. Alex could have gone home. At this point, his wife began examining the bed linen, while Kostya casually headed to the kitchen to make her bergamot tea. Just to be safe, he peeked into the bathroom. A horror. Lida's toothbrush was shamelessly blushing in the cup. Kostya grabbed it, quickly entered the kitchen, and tossed it out of the open 9th floor window. The toothbrush flew far and beautifully into the bushes. His wife was investigating the kitchen, saw 2 freshly washed glasses, and twirled them in her hands. But there was nothing to complain about. The guys had a drink and put everything back in its place. No, aside from the unfortunate slip-up with the toothbrush, Kostya had created a perfect new reality for the previous night. His wife drank her tea, went to take a shower, and Kostya lay down to sleep. He was nervous and tired. His wife nudged him awake half an hour later. So who was that girl? Are you out of your mind? Kostya exclaimed. What girl? I'm sleeping. There was a girl here. I know for sure. Who was it? Huh. It's important to note that this happened back in the days of relative impunity when cameras didn't watch every entrance with a cyclopean gaze. So, it's safe to assume that his wife hadn't had the chance to check any footage of visitors. And she certainly couldn't have spotted the toothbrush in the nighttime bushes. But she was convinced there had been a girl. Kostya spent half the night getting angry and insisting that his wife ask the neighbor or call Alex, who would confirm everything. Useless. There was a girl here. At dawn, he confessed. He repented. His wife gave him a light slap and told him to lie down on the floor. Kostya asked me how she found out. I could only reply, maybe she's a brilliant detective. 2 years passed. They had a daughter, and Kostya became a wonderful dad. His wife forgave his infidelity. After all, we have the kindest women in the world. But Kostya didn't want to cheat anymore. Not at all. "My wife is scarier than Sherlock," he would whisper to his drinking buddies, who were trying to lead him astray. But all this time, he was tormented by the thought. How did his wife know? How? One evening, while putting their daughter to bed, he begged her to reveal her secret. She held a good pause and explained, "I figured it all out in the bathroom when I reached for my creams. No, they were in place. No one had used them, but 2 jars had switched places. I always put them one after the other, but this time they were different. Only a woman could have done that. Just open and sniff. Well, I couldn't resist. Your Alex wouldn't have thought of that." Kostya, this genius of mathematics and logic, this Mr. Pedantic, spilled tea on his lap. Damn! But the full finale of the story happened even later when I accidentally ran into Lida at a cafe. By the way, I liked her too. We started chatting, and I told her about those fateful jars. Lida laughed. "I did that on purpose. Yes, I knew Kostya would destroy all the evidence and hide my toothbrush. But the jars, that's beyond his intellect. I just wanted to get a little revenge on that stallion. In every woman, there lies not only a detective, but also a cunning criminal.